Dark skies and rain all across the Midlands tonight. You're looking live outside our tower cam in downtown Columbia. After a day like today, some clear skies would be nice. Thanks for watching at 6. I'm Ben Hoover.
And I'm Alicia Barnes. Even the lens of the tower cam has water on it at this point. All right, let's get right to it. Chief Meteorologist John Farley has your first forecast.
John joins us with the latest on this rain and whether Tropical Storm Colin will impact us. John.
Yeah, well, that's been the discussion all day long, you two. People have been saying, hey, is this rain from Colin? Well, actually, it isn't. There is some moisture that's streaming in from the Gulf of Mexico, but Colin is still pretty far away. What we're getting here is a front that's draped across basically just west, basically the upstate and in through much of Georgia. And with it, there's just been a lot of moisture feeding in. So we will continue to get soaked tonight and through the first part of tomorrow. But then after that, things will be improving quickly. Let's go what's farther to the south and show you what's going on. Again, the center of the storm is here in the Gulf. Now, the very latest information out of the Hurricane Center, this came down just a little while ago. Tropical Storm Colin has winds sustained at 50 miles an hour, gusts to 63. But really more importantly is this thing is ripping along north-northeast at 23 miles an hour. So this thing is just going to continue to track very quickly tonight into early tomorrow morning. So let me give you a look at where things are going with this. You'll see Colin will make its way all the way to north of Savannah by 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. So not that many hours from now, say what, 10 hours from now or so, the center of the storm will be right around Hilton Head. And it will continue to track up the coast fairly quickly during the day tomorrow, such that by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, this thing's off the coast of the Outer Banks. So what will happen here? There won't be much of a wind impact on us or even at the coast, just because we'll be on the left side of the storm and the strongest winds are always on the right side. What we will see, though, is a fair amount of rain. So for us here, most of us in the Midlands will be fine. If you're in the eastern Midlands, places like Clarendon County, maybe parts of Orangeburg County, you may need to watch out for some flooding. For the rest of us, it doesn't look like this thing will add up in terms of the amount of rain, just won't be there for the rest of us. Going to the coast, that's a whole different story. In some cases over there, maybe 5, even 6 inches of rain. There'll definitely be some flooding over there. But again, for us, certainly Columbia West, this is much needed rain. And that's what we're in for through about the early part of tomorrow morning. And then after that, it's going to clear out. Tomorrow afternoon, sunny, beautiful. We'll talk more about that forecast in just a bit.
All right, thank you so much, John. So basically, we can breathe a sigh of relief for us right here, but Tropical Storm Colin it's not affecting us here, but warnings cover nearly 11 million people in South Carolina, Florida, and in Georgia.
Tropical Storm Colin is expected to bring heavy rain to Florida and the Gulf Coast tonight. Governor Rick Scott declared a state of emergency in 34 Florida counties. Residents there are bracing for the worst, of course, hoping for the best as emergency leaders make preparations.
Every person in our state needs to follow this and be prepared. We're the beginning of hurricane season. We live in a peninsula state. It's important for everybody to think about these things and follow what's going on.
For here at home in the Midlands of South Carolina, John Farley said that we'll see rain tonight and early tomorrow from Colin. But the good news is the silver lining, we do need the rain right now. As we learned last October, heavy rain can cause a lot of damage to area roads and dams.
And that's why DHEC, along with state transportation officials, are hosting a series of forums about roadway and dam repair. Well, the first one is being held tonight at Springdale Baptist Church in West Columbia. The forum runs until 7 o'clock, and they're going to discuss the Wilton, Ramblin, and Durham dams. Again, all dams which are located in West Columbia. The next forum, mark your calendars, will be held Wednesday from 5 to 7 at the Batesburg-Leesville Town Hall. And as you guessed it, the weather has impacted tonight's winner-take-all NCAA regional game at Founders Park between the Gamecocks and UNCW. Now, the game has been postponed at this point.
Yep, just too much rain. Our Mike Gillespie is live at Founders Park with a look at what the field looks like now and the latest on when the teams might take that field. Mike.
Well, hi, Ben and Alicia. Nice to join you tonight. Now, this decision comes after 2 hours. They spent about 2 hours deliberating over when to start this game, and the NCAA getting together, looking at the radar and saying that there really wouldn't be a stoppage of rain tonight. In fact, it was only supposed to get worse between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. when they were trying to start this game. Now, the NCAA also saying that they didn't want to start this game today and then finish it tomorrow. Now, the USC really doesn't have too much of a say in this. It's basically solely up to the NCAA when they start this game. time is to be determined. As for the fans, some of them were out here 3 hours before first pitch, just waiting in the rain.
We drove in and we were checking like social media and the internet the whole way, trying to see what was going on. I actually texted my buddy right before we got here, and he said, "Oh no, it's still on." And we walked up. We got right to the gate, and this guy walks up and says, "It's been postponed." And so we're like, "Oh no!"
That's bummed. I mean, we were down here ready to watch baseball, so I think it was in our best interest to go ahead and play tonight. But we'll come out tomorrow. We'll still win.
And guys, coming up in sports, we will talk about how this could be a positive impact on USC's pitchers. But for now, Michael Espy at Founders Park for ABC Columbia Sports.
All right, thank you so much, Mike. On the crime beat tonight, the family of a murder victim is asking for the public's help in tracking down their loved one's killer. Well, Marcus Posey's body was found on the sidewalk back on May the 21st on the 1100 block of Blue Ridge Terrace. Now, he had been shot. Tonight, his sister and brother are asking that anyone who has information about his death to please come forward or to call police or even Crime Stoppers.
But we are not sleeping. I can't go 5 minutes to 1 minute to the next minute to even think of what I need to do in my everyday routine of life, because I can't stop thinking of the last moments of my brother.
Sheriff Lott reminds anyone with a tip that you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-800-CRIME-SC.
The Richland County Sheriff's Department is hoping to bridge the gap between deputies and students at a summit today. Deputies, county leaders, and students gathered to talk about how every community isn't the same and how to improve relationships.
And so we started this journey to try to figure out how we can bring, parents, teachers, community, sheriff department, all of these detention center, all these people together so we can hear and let our young people speak to us and we speak to them.
Communication always helps, and organizers will look to what came out of today's summit to help shape relationships in the community and with law enforcement officers and students. Lexington County deputies are searching for a robbery suspect, and it was caught on surveillance. Deputies say the suspect robbed the Circle K at the 2300 block of Augusta Road in West Columbia last Thursday. Got a clear shot of him. These images were released from the store surveillance camera. If you recognize this person, the deputies ask you to call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC.
A memorial service and prayer event are among the more than 24 events planned to remember the anniversary of the Charleston church shootings. Now, just last month, a mural was dedicated to the 9 victims. The planned events will now include a community memorial service Friday, June the 17th, which is the 1-year anniversary of the shootings.
Now to that controversy over the gorilla who was shot at the Cincinnati Zoo just hours ago. A county prosecutor announced his office will not file charges against the mother of the 3-year-old who fell into the gorilla habitat. The boy slipped into that enclosure back on May 28th. The video is just frightening. He could be seen, of course, there being slung around by Harambe, a 450-pound gorilla. Zoo workers shot the animal dead. The Hamilton County prosecutor said that he determined what happened was not criminal.
This mother did not act in any way where she presented this child to some harm. She had 3 other kids with her and turned her back,
Both the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Association of Zoos and Aquariums have launched investigations into the Cincinnati Zoo over the incident.
72 years ago today, the beaches of Normandy were stormed. Now, the Friends of the National World War II Memorial observed the anniversary of D-Day with a commemoration and wreath presentation. It was June 6th, back in 1944, when more than 150,000 U.S., British, and Canadian forces stormed 5 different beaches along a 50-mile stretch of Normandy to fight Nazi Germany. An estimated 10,000 soldiers were killed or wounded.
And of course, we just recently had our last honor flight where they took the World War II veterans up to Washington to see their monument. So
very interesting. I do want to point out there's a local restaurant owner, a lot of people know Christian Nemi. He's actually there now and did a video on Facebook where he was commemorating what exactly happened. It was very interesting. If you're Facebook friends with him, take a look at it. Very, very neat video.
I've been there. I have not been there on June 6th, but that's bucket list material.
Right,
there.
he was explaining that, like what was going on today, of how it meant so much. Coming up next, we have a consumer recall to tell you about.
Might be looking to grab this healthy snack after a workout or in the morning. The latest from why it's joining a list of listeria bans.